Hello, everyone. This is JD Calderon. This is Indy Comics Explained. And yet again, I have on another fantastic guest, but he's having some technical difficulties. So we'll see how this goes. Yeah, I don't know what's exactly going on with Facebook. So, but thank you for joining me. Please hit like, hit subscribe, share out the video. Let everybody know we're here. I don't know if I'll be talking to myself for the next 15 minutes because he's coming through and he's very digitized and he's sounding like a chipmunk. It's kind of funny, but tragic all at the same time. Yep. All right. So, for any of you who don't know, my name is JD Calderon. I'm the writer and creator of the Oswald Chronicles. I just recently finished putting together a campaign, and here's our guest. I'm gonna see if how you doing, Dwayne? Oh, now I can't hear you at all. I can't hear anything. I mean, it's.
How about now?
Yes, now I can hear you. Yes, no longer.
Good?
I can hear. Yes, now you sound like a human being.
So I was like, oh man.
Yeah, you sounded like a digitized chipmunk.
Yeah, I know. I always say it, but I always end up forgetting that I need to get a new webcam. I always forget because I end up doing something else. I come home, I'm like, all right, I got a list of things I need to do, and getting a webcam always comes out, just forget about getting it. So I need to really get it though.
No, I was just like, what is going on with my man?
Yeah, it's happened a few times before. Usually it happens just that one time. I take it out and I plug it back and it works. But yeah, I need to really just go to Best Buy and get one. Yeah, I'm gonna put it on my to-do list for sure, on my phone.
Yeah, it was, like I said, I was just like, it was just a little funny, a little strange, all at the same time.
It's how my boy. I should have came back in today. How are you
doing? Yeah, I mean, but it sounded insane. I was just like, oh, this is crazy.
Yeah, it's happened many times. I always, like I said, I always forget. It's something I really need to get. I am gonna get it because I'm gonna be doing a lot more interviews soon. So I gotta get it.
Gotcha. Well, listen, man, gotta make those investments.
Yeah, it really is important. I need to really get it. I'm gonna probably see if I can get it maybe tomorrow because I have 2 more interviews this next week. So.
Gotcha. All right, cool. I don't think we made it for Facebook. We're live on YouTube though, so we're gonna have to just roll with that for now.
Okay.
All right, but I mean, you can share it out with everybody.
Yeah, I'm trying to share it now.
All right, cool. So Dwayne, man, you're in Brooklyn?
Yeah, I'm from Brooklyn, man. Born and raised.
What part?
I was born in Coney Island, but I live in Sheepshead Bay now.
Okay. All right, cool. I was originally out of Bushwick and Bed-Stuy. So, yeah, my father.
Yeah, I know it well. Yeah, you're a Brooklyn native.
Yep. My dad owned a bodega out there, and we lived out there for a number of years. Then we moved out to Manhattan. I was in Spanish Harlem till I was about 27. Now I'm in Queens.
Oh yeah.
Nice and quiet.
Yeah, that's how I feel now. Nice and quiet. It's a different whole atmosphere. You're not too far from where you used to live, but the whole atmosphere, everything is very different. It's very quiet. So.
Right. Yeah. So sometimes as we get older, we appreciate that.
Yeah, very true. Except for around this time, because everybody's still shooting off those fireworks. But
yeah,
outside of that, it's pretty good.
At least we're hoping they're fireworks.
Right. Those days, yeah. I think those days, luckily for me, is too far from me. But back in the day, yeah, you would have to always question it. That certain kind of sound. You're like, wait.
Exactly. Yeah. It's a few blocks away, but you're still always like, damn it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Been there, done that, unfortunately. But yeah, man. But it's good meeting you. It's the first time we've ever met. I mean,
yeah.
That's the one thing I tell people. I'm like, listen, it's a big city. You can run around this city your entire life and never bump into the same person twice.
It's very true. Yeah.
That's the craziest thing. And so I mean, how long have you been in comics? How long have you been doing the indie thing?
My company, we started in 2017. It's been a kind of sort of like a little bit of an up and down with going with the company, because originally when we first started the company with me and my brother, we had for the people that was supposed to be a part of the company. And, you know, sometimes things don't work out, and we had to let them go. So, you know, we had to really kind of redo everything, you know, where they came with just the stories that I did, which was a Nightfall story, because I am the artist. But I hired someone to do the coloring for my comics, and they're officially part of the company. But before that, you know, it was really just really having to redo all of the stories over. And one of the things when we had the option to do that, you know, I wanted to go back and really kind of look at the dialogue, maybe some of the art that I put out in the first two issues, and really see if I could make it better, make it more explainable, and just really flow a lot better than how it was originally. Maybe fix some imperfections that I might have seen that I did that, you know, came out in print. And so with this new version, that's what we did. You know, I went back and I rewrote the story, added a little more things in the artwork, panels and things of that nature. But I'm happy with how it came out, you know, and I'm happy that the Kickstarter is doing well. Last time I checked, we were at 1428, and the goal is 1500.
Yeah, you guys were chugging along.
Yeah.
I mean, which is really good. So, I mean, you know, why Kickstarter?
Yeah, I always kind of liked Kickstarter first, opposed to Indiegogo. Even though Indiegogo does have the I forget what it's called, but I know it's like if you don't meet your goal, you still get to keep what you make, and that's a good thing. But I always felt like Kickstarter has a bigger audience, and that's kind of what we kind of want to do. We kind of want to bring audience to the series and to our company as a whole. You know, we want people to really start to know who we are. And so that's why I started with Kickstarter first.
Gotcha. I don't blame you. There's more people. It's easier to be found. It's easier to be seen. Indiegogo, I mean, it's good, but it's good if you have an audience. Like, it's good, like if you because you got to bring people, because they're not gonna find you on Indiegogo.
I agree with that too. Yeah, I've seen so many others that I know start out. Usually they do Kickstarter, but then afterwards, after the Kickstarter is successful, they go to Indiegogo afterwards to still make some extra money for printing or what else they need. You know, so you know, that was something that me and my brother was talking about, maybe possibly doing. But because we are working on so many other stories, so you know, we kind of want to try to get not all of them, but you know, more stories out there, so you know, people have different variety of what we have. You know what I'm saying?
Right. All right. Well, we have somebody who's saying hello. How you doing, Doris?
I like the mask. Okay.
Yeah, I know, it's nice. So yeah, man. I mean, all right, that's cool. So I mean, so you got your current book, Nightfall, right? I mean, you say you were working on like a bunch of other projects as well?
Yeah, when you go to our website, we show some of the future projects that we have, along with the projects that we have available right now. There's the Nightfall story that we have, which is written by me, the Nightfall Michael's Awakening series. Then there's the Salvation series that was written by my brother. And then we also have another project that's one of our future projects. It's called Brook City. And Brook City is basically a real kind of different turn, or you know, change in genre, because you know, a lot of the stories that we have available are more like in a serious or horror theme. But with Brook City, we wanted to kind of really just show something different. And with Brook City, it's more like an over-the-top comedy. And it's something that we're really excited about. You know, we really wanted to just show that, you know, we can do any type of genre and make it interesting and compelling. You know, so that was one of the other future projects. And the other one is called Immortal, which is the story that I'm writing. And that story is basically about the main character. His name is David Morse, and he is the savior of the world from an alien invasion. But during the alien invasion, he developed the ability to become immortal. And it's basically, that's where the story really takes place. It doesn't talk about him saving the world. It's already happened. It's basically asking you, what are the good things and negative things about being immortal? and it deals with a lot of heavy hitting things, you know, like depression, you know, PTSD, you know, it just deals with a lot of emotional stuff. So, you know, like I said, you know, we're kind of known for that at this point right now. We're making, you know, serious or horror themed stuff. And so that's why we wanted to do Brook City, and then, you know, come right back around full circle and hit you with some other stuff that, you know, a little more serious.
Well, now, so how long, like, so you started your company in 2013, but obviously you've been writing and drawing, 2017, excuse me. So, but obviously you've been working on your craft a lot longer than that. Right now, did you go to school to be an artist, to be a writer, any of that stuff?
No, I'm actually self-taught.
Cool.
Art-wise, writing too. You know, I went to school for, I guess you could say it's many different things. It's called digital media arts, where you kind of work on computer drawing, website, you know, designing like HTML. You know, Flash animation, things like that. So didn't really go to school for what I'm doing per se. You know, the animation was really the main reason why I went to that school at the time, is because I wanted to really do animated stories. You know, that was kind of what my focus was at a certain point. My brother, on the other hand, he's the comic book guy, believe it or not. I'm not really the comic book guy. I've always known the characters, you know, Marvel, DC, and these things like that from TV shows and animated movies and things like that, but wasn't huge on the comic book world until, like, my brother was like, hey, you know, look at this. And I would look at it, I'm watching this show right here, you know? So that's kind of where the name comes from. At the same time, you know, animation, comics, because it's a little bit of both of us. You know, we do have plans on doing animation. We've been working on it. We're going to be doing our own little superhero universe. We plan to first be our animated stuff that we're going to be coming out with.
All right, cool. That's nice. That's nice. All right, cool. Now, so you say you mostly in animation, but you do know some superhero stuff, right? So,
I know it all. I know it all pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah, I just like I said.
Yeah. So, what was like? All right, this is like one of my general questions. Like, what was the first comic? And we'll even go animation. Like, what was the first thing you saw? Not the first thing you saw, but what was the first property you've ever seen that said, "Yeah, this is something I want to do"? What's that property that influenced you the most?
Yeah, you know, like for me, I would say it rolls into two kind of different tiers for me, you know, because there's the story, then there's the characters, you know. So for me, like I would say like the story, that would be like anything that has to do with DC. I'm kind of a DC fan. I like the kind of dark, edgy kind of style, you know, maybe because that's where I'm from, you know, I can relate to it a little bit. But characters, I would say like Spider-Man was a big one for me. I always really enjoyed the fact that, you know, he was able to create his own gadgets, and he was smart, but he was also strong, you know, kind of having the best of both worlds. A lot of people always were like, I'm a Batman fan, but I am. You know, I kind of always dig Spider-Man. Spider-Man was always my favorite. But what made me want to get into animation was definitely watching a lot of classic animes. One of the first animes I've seen was an anime called Fatal Fury. I don't know if you know what that is, but
yeah, I actually do.
Yeah. So Fatal Fury was like my favorite for a long period of time, and then I found out about what King of Fighters was, and I was like, man. And then DBZ, and then it just, you know, trickled down from there. So animation and anime and things like that has always been my favorite. You know, the Batman animated series was a huge one. X-Men was like top tier for me, like, because it had both. It had the characters, it had the stories, you know, and I always felt that, you know, those stories back in those days, they were, you know, they were made for kids, but they had a lot of adult themes, you know what I mean? Like they talked about death, they talked about drugs, they talked about so many different things in X-Men. You know, people died, they didn't come back. You know, there was a lot of serious things that I really enjoyed about that series, and you know, that whole lineup at that point was really just really inspiring for me.
Cool. That's awesome. Now, at what point did you start, you know, saying, okay, let me start writing my own stories? I mean, was this like, were you still in high school? You were junior high school, you know? You're like 2 years old?
I always kind of had like this kind of idea or just kind of just want maybe to write, because I've always been a writer. Before I was doing this, I was writing songs, and I was trying to be a part of a group, and you know, that didn't fall through. But you know, I've always kind of written stories. You know, it first started out like just watching a movie, and you know, something would happen in it. I'd be like, oh man, you know, I didn't like that. What I would have done, and I would write it down. Like, this is how I would do it. And then as I started doing that, that would, you know, kind of start and morph into its own little story. But I never really like told anybody or anything like that. And my brother, you know, we used to always talk about how crazy it was living in New York, you know.
Right.
And we would always be like, man, we should write this because this is crazy. Like, could you believe this has happened? Like, there's so many crazy things that have happened to us over the years. And we used to always be like, man, we got to write this down. This is too crazy. So, you know, that kind of really, really amplified my ideas to really start putting a lot of these ideas down. So when we really decided to, all right, let's make this company, let's start doing this our own way, doing our own thing. That's when all of the ideas that I ever had just started flooding through. So it just, all right, write it, you know. And then because I can draw, you know, I could put more forward to it. You know, I can be like, all right, this is how this character is, and this is how this story is, and you know, all of that just kind of really made it fun.
All right, cool. Now, as far as your artwork goes, like, who's your biggest influence?
Oh man, like I always really was a fan of Jim Lee. Jim Lee was always kind of like my guy because the level of detail, you know, I'm kind of like a stickler for anatomy too. Like, I don't like too much of like crazy anatomy where their arms are too big and their legs are so crazy. You know, I'm not a fan of Rob, you know, Rob Layfield. I'm not really a fan of him because of that. You know,
Gotcha.
Even though he was supposed to appear at one of the conventions we were gonna go to, but yeah. But Jim Lee was always kind of the guy that, you know, I was like, yeah, man, I like his style, like the level of detail that he puts into his stories. I mean, his characters.
All right, cool. Now, as far as like, obviously, you know, Jim Lee for a long time has Scott Williams as an inker. Are you inking your own work?
Yeah, I'm the pencil and inker. I just don't do the colors.
Gotcha.
I could, but I felt like, you know, if I really wanted to make things pop and make it look interesting, the colors is always going to be a very important key to it. So, you know, I felt like it would be better to hire someone to help us along with that, you know.
All right, cool. Now, how difficult was that finding somebody? Like a good match for you?
I don't, you know, I get along with everybody, you know, and I think it really just takes time to really kind of build that rapport and that really kind of, you know, familiarity with the other person. So it really was just really seeing about, you know, I think the cool thing about our colorist is that he's also our artist to a certain degree too. So at times, you know, we can always like, you know, give each other pointers. Like I can draw something and he'll know exactly how the color I want it to be. So, you know, at times like, well, all right, you know, just kind of do whatever you feel is. I don't have to like necessarily tell him like this color should be here. He knows exactly how to do it, and you know, he doesn't question you know, but we give each other pointers, and that's always good. You know what I'm saying? Opposed to just like demanding something. It just really feels like it's just, you know, all right, so what do you think? Everybody puts in their own 2 cents. Even my brother, he's not an artist, he's a writer, but he'll be like, hey man, you know what about this part here? And I'm like, oh yeah, that's great. And it's just a great team, just a great team.
Right.
And it really is fun that way. I enjoy it that way. It's supposed to be fun when you're creating. It's not supposed to be very demanding and tight-knit. That's one of the things that I don't want for my company, is that it feels like it's not fun. You know, I want it to be enjoyable.
No, I got you. Now, who does your lettering?
I do.
You're doing the lettering? You should have pushed that off on your brother. You see, you're the writer. You go letter.
You know, sometimes sometimes he comes and, he's semi like the editor. I mean, even though I'm kind of like the editor too, but, we'll sit down at times and he'll, especially with his story, he's more hands-on and I allow him to be, I don't want it, like I said, I don't want it to be, I'm going to do it this way. I don't care what you're saying. I want his input. I want what he thinks. Because at the end of the day, I want him to see his comic and be like, yeah, this is mine. You know what I mean? So I try to give him as much input as possible. Especially with his story and mine too. Sometimes I give him, like, what do you think about this? It's a good team.
No, that's cool. No, I just say that because I'm a writer and I letter my pages.
Yeah.
So because my wife is an artist.
Do you always use the same lettering for your comics?
As far as it depends. Like I'll change the fonts depending on the certain characters. I'll give different font faces for. Like my character Oswald, I just use, if he's talking, he has a regular font. But if he's if I'm writing his exposition, I'll use a different font for that, so that it's unique from everybody else's. So if there's somebody else, thinking or whatever, it's different. But his is a very specific one. So.
Yeah,
I mean,
we kind of do that with the Salvation story, where we give the demons different colored bubbles.
Right.
Dark bubbles, so when they're talking, you can actually know that it's them by their color. But all of the bubbles looks kind of skewed and demonic looking. That was kind of what we wanted to do with. That way, gives you that kind of horror feel to it at the same time.
No, that's really cool. Now, we, as creators, right? We have the part. What's your favorite part of the process when you're creating?
Man, it's always, a lot of people always ask me, but it's always harder for me because I'm on both spectrums. I'm the artist, but I'm also the writer, and with these two. I would say writing though, because without the writer, there's nothing there but just pretty looking lines and symbols and things, So I think the writing aspect is always fun, because when you start out something and it slowly builds and builds and builds until you finally have an actual story, and you look back and go, man, I wrote that. This is pretty good. And then you give it to people and people actually enjoy what you have, that's always something that I really enjoy that. I mean, I like when people say, oh, I like the artwork, that's great. But I really enjoy it when people say, man, the story is cool. I can't wait to see issue 2, or what's going to happen at the issue 3. That's very gratifying for me. So I would say definitely right.
Okay, cool. Now, what's the part of the process you most dread?
Oh man, I dread it all, really. Like the art is always hard, because you have so many ideas, and as I said, I started out as really an animator, so I really had to like kind of learn like how to really put the panels and how it makes it flow, and because I have it set in a certain type of view of like more like an animated thing, so it's more like
I'm hoping that's not
like a video, I guess you could say, So I would say, huh? What'd you say?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Dwayne, a few minutes. Technical difficulties. Oh, maybe it's on my end. Damn.
Really?
Huh? Was that me or was that you? I don't even know.
Yeah, because I was good.
Well, it's funny because I can see myself, so I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah, because I was talking. I don't know, man.
Yeah, I know.
But where do you want me to continue at?
Just keep going. Just pick up.
Yeah, I mean, like, I was just saying, it's the whole process of really trying to at first was learning how to do the panels, opposed to really doing it the way how I wrote it, because the way how I still kind of write at certain points I have to go back and change certain things, is because I write it similar to like a screenplay or animated something, So I always have to kind of go back and sometimes change certain panels to make it really flow as a comic and not as an animated story or something. So I would say all of it is really all of it is like, oh man, but it's a learning process, and I enjoy learning something new and you know, trying to better it, become better at it. So it's fun at the same time.
All right, well that's cool. Now, this is your second campaign, right?
Kinda, yeah. The one on the page that we have, or the account that we have now, it's the same it's the same campaign. I just accidentally hit a launch page or launched the Kickstarter. And so, you know, I had to just recreate it. But we did it before with both comics. We had the Salvation story and the Nightfall story. But it wasn't successful. For whatever reason, I don't know why. A lot of people were telling me that they didn't see it, that, you know, so I felt like I wanted to just really start from the beginning. So I created a new page on Facebook, and you know, I really kind of just made sure that I had enough time to promote it and do the Kickstarter justice, and not try to rush it, which I didn't really rush it. We had time, but I don't know, you know, it just didn't, it just wasn't successful. A lot of people said they didn't see it. I don't know, but this one, I feel everybody is seeing it from me promoting it everywhere, and so. Yeah.
No, but that's definitely what you got to do. You got to promote it. You got to push it, you know, as much as you can, as far as you can.
Yeah. The funny thing is, I was in a lot more interviews for the first one than I was for this one. This is actually my first interview.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, but we're already like almost there. You know what I mean? So
yeah, you're almost there.
You just don't know. Anytime when you're dealing with others to really help you support something, you never know how it's going to be, because you don't know people. You can't really meet them. So it is what it is.
Yep. Just got to keep pushing forward. That's it, man.
That's right.
Got to keep pushing forward. So from that first, like, what was your big takeaway? Like, what was the biggest thing you learned from that campaign to this campaign that you were able to, like, you know, utilize to make this one a little bit more successful?
I think I really kind of wanted to put it more like an interview, where someone was kind of asking me questions, and I really kind of took myself out of it and really kind of said, you know, all right, well, if this is someone that never seen any of my artwork, anything that I've ever posted on any group or page or whatever, they don't know me from a hole in the wall. I have to present it as such. And that's kind of what I did with this one. So I give you a lot more questions that, you know, you might want to ask me personally, but you don't know me or whatnot. So it's there on the Kickstarter. Everything, any type of question, anything is all on the Kickstarter. So you can just answer your own question by just reading it, really.
Gotcha. All right, cool. Now, who was like, all right, as far as like Kickstarter is concerned, or any crowdfunding, you know, who was your inspiration? Like, who did you see like kicking off a campaign? You were like, oh, okay, like that was cool. Now, how do I apply this? Like, how can I take that formula and apply it to my work? Like, who was that first person you saw and you were like, yeah, that person is doing it right?
There's a lot of people. You know, I've been fortunate to really get in contact with a lot of talented artists and companies. There's a company called Wingless Comics who've been doing really good with their Kickstarters, and that's one. There's another guy who is really crushing it. His name is Greg Anderson. He's with his Where Spider Story is really killing it. There's so many. There's another guy, I believe he lives in New York. His name is Newton. His story is Crescent City Monsters. I don't know if you ever heard of it.
No, that's a good book.
Yeah.
I really, that dude can write. I was pleasantly surprised. That dude can write. I enjoyed that book, and his artist is incredible.
Yeah, his John Gonalo, I think his name is.
Yeah.
His level of detail and the way how he presents it is really great. I love it. But there's so many, you know, the guys from Ray Comics with their Joystick Angel that just came out, they demolished what their goal. ahead of their game, you know. But they're lucky enough because the main guy that owns the company, the artist and writer, he worked for DC, and you know, so he has a little bit of a fan base. But it's still, you know, you still have to put in the work. But yeah, I try to look at all of them and just like, okay, I see where I did wrong, and apply it to the Kickstarter I have now and to the one that I'm going to be doing after this.
All right, cool. Now, how many? So you got issues 1 and 2. How many more issues do you expect the series to be?
A lot of people always ask me, you know, because the thing is, we well, with the series, because it's the Nightfall, Michael's Awakening, right? So we're kind of in the beginning stages of the Nightfall series. I mean, the Michael Awakening series. So we still have about 8 more for that. And then there's a prequel, and then it goes back to the present day, and it ends with, I can't really say more than that. It just goes on from that, you know, because there's a continuation. Because the story, it's a mystery horror action.
But according to my thing, I'm good. We've had a lot of storms in the air recently.
Oh, did it go out again?
Okay, let's go.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Hopefully it comes back.
We're using a backup, and I might have to go. There you go, you're back. And the thing is, I don't know if it's you. I don't know if it's me, because you know, we had a bunch of storms in the area.
Right? Yeah.
I had a router blow out on me a few days ago.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but we had a backup, and we're using that one, but
anyway,
it's a little bit on the older side, so we don't know if it's twitchy. You know, so we're just like,
yeah, because when you say that it's going out, I could still see you and hear you.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, that's weird.
Yeah,
because I can see myself. You disappear on me. I get the little swirly thing. I'm like, what the hell?
Oh yes, yeah. I mean, it don't matter whose side it's on, but you know,
yeah. It's just,
it just takes you off of what you were saying, because then you got to go back.
Yeah.
But pretty much what I was saying is that, you know, the Michael's Awakening series is still going on. We still have about maybe 8 issues for that, but then it's like a prequel to kind of go back to give you more of an explanation on the world itself and how it became where they are. Because in the first issue, there's a lot of things that's really kind of unexplained. You know, how did mom get there? Why is she there? And you know, what happened to the family, and so on and so forth. So the prequel basically answers all of those questions, along with how it shows how Lucius became the sinister and villain that he is. You know, like, was he always that way, or wasn't he? Maybe he was a good man, but at some point, something changed. Or maybe he was just always evil. You never know. That's what the prequel basically explains. And then from there, it goes back and continue on for the characters and all the development that happens within the Michael's Awakening series. So it's a pretty long series, but it has nothing on my brother series. The Salvation series is a lot longer, because there's volumes, and then it's just, that story is a very long story. I think
it's me.
Yep.
I'm thinking it might be me. I don't know. Like I said, my router is kind of goofy. I'm probably gonna have to pick one up over the weekend.
No, yeah, well, maybe we'll see each other at Best Buy then, you know, because I gotta get me another webcam for sure. One out again.
Dying slowly. Oh, look at this.
Sure. Oh wow, it's like really up.
I'm back.
All right.
Sorry. Like I said, something weird going on. Something in the air. But all right, let's continue. So I mean, what did I want to ask you? So as far as your crowdfunding campaign goes, what's been the most successful tier for you? Like what is the thing that's getting the people to say, oh yeah, that's the one I want? Like what's that thing?
I would say it's like it kind of varies really because it depends on the people. But for the most part, everybody just really wants the comics. You know, they want they want the comics. But there are those who I guess that have a little bit more money to put down. They usually go for the Ace bundle, which gives you basically everything. There's been two people that have really wanted to be or wanted us to draw them with the characters. I have one guy who is Team Lucius, so he wants to be part of the evil side. So then I have another person that did the one before that, which was before the Ace bundle. So it's just a mixture. Went out again. Oh no, he got kicked out. I don't know if I should stay or what. I guess I should leave. Goodbye, everybody.
All right, Dwayne. What's going on? Okay. See if I can get Dwayne back on. See if we get him back in here. He left. Hopefully he'll come back. I like that completely kicked off. Internet. Guess I got this router. It's telling me that my system. There we go. Try to get him back in here. Maybe we'll just do all my crazy questions. All right, it's gonna come back in. What? All right, I'm back. Where's Dwayne? do this. But let me share out his. All right.
All right.
Like I said, my Wi-Fi is just acting nuts. But I figured I'd pull up your campaign so Lucy can take a look at it. You know.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, so at least we can take a nice look at it. So yeah, I mean the artwork looks really nice, man. I mean, how long? Obviously, you've been drawing for a while, but you know, how long would you say you've been taking it? How long have you been taking it seriously? Your art.
I would say it's going on a while now. It's maybe like 12 years, 10 years.
Okay, cool.
Wow,
cool.
you know, because like I've always kind of started out, because the way how I started out was really kind of weird, I guess you can say, because my friend was an artist, and you know he would tell me to really kind of start with the faces, start with the head, you know, and at first I started out just kind of like following what he would do, and then as I continued to go on, I started to just kind of have like my own little style, my own little kind of way of drawing things, angles, things of that nature. And now I'm just kind of, I have my own style. And sometimes, you know, that's another reason why I'm really excited about the Brook City story too, is because it's also gives me another way of showing different techniques and styles, as well as the ones that I have now that people may really kind of identify me with, because that story is such a crazy over the top comedy that, you know, there's a lot of different references, art styles and things.
Right. I'm like really checking out the artwork. I'm really enjoying it. Cool.
Trading cards. I really enjoy putting together the trading cards. My favorite is probably the Victoria one. She's actually the witch in the story, quote unquote. So I really kind of wanted to really just portray that. Each character card has a little bit of their element, or it gives them a little bit of the detail in their story. For instance, the one that you're looking at now, Diana Vash, is the mother, but she also is the queen, or princess, I should say, in the world. So there's also her, and then there's, when you go down, there's Vivian Vash, who is the strongest character in the Nightfall series, but she's also the protector of the family. That's why she has the shield in her bio. Then there's the you know, the villainous Vash, the main villain,
right?
And you know, he's a top guy. You know, I didn't want to put a crown on his, so I gave him like the sharp teeth. There's a reason why I gave him the sharp teeth, though. You find out when he in issue 2 with his introduction.
All right, cool.
The posters is always fun for me because I get to do different pieces, you know, different, you know, ways of explaining certain things. This one is kind of one of my favorites, is transformation. This one is always a classic for me because it shows the family together, but it also shows Michael in his werewolf form, his lichen form, his final form, call it what you will.
Cool, nice.
And then, you know, this one is also my favorite too, because, you know, although it's called Michael's Awakening, the females in the character in the story are all badass. You know, none of them are, you know, damsels in distress, standing in the background, waiting to be saved. No. They can handle their own. So that was something I wanted to really portray in the story. It goes left to right is Vivian, his Michael's kind of sister. Then in the middle there, it's Vivian Vash, who is his aunt. And then on the right is his mother, Diana. The Vash name is actually an homage to one of my favorite animes, which is Trigun.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, in the anime Trigun, the main character, his name is Vash the Stampede. So I wanted to pay a little homage or Easter egg to it. So in the beginning of the story, Michael is a normal college quarterback. And so in his team name is called the Stampede. So with the announcer in the beginning, when he's calling out the game, he says, "Can Vash and the Stampede take this game?" So it's paying a little homage to one of my favorite animes, along with personality.
Just getting good.
Yeah, there's actually a lot of Easter eggs. Another one, which is kind of like a personal one, is the call count that they call. Michael called 310 said Hut. 310 is actually my brother's birthday. So that was another one that I wanted to do, to pay a little homage to him. Can you hear me? I think he went out again. I hope they can't hear me like humming. That'd be weird. Oh, he went out again. Oh, man, maybe I'll just wait till he comes back. My tattoo looks nice though. Yeah. I'll just wait. Give it a minute. I just don't want to. I hope it's not like I said it's recording, so I don't know if it's just me in here talking. Yeah, I don't know. It's not a good look. Well, if people can see me, definitely back my Kickstarter, as you saw earlier. Right now we're at 1428. Our goal is 1500. We really want to go past our initial goal. Hey, there he is. Okay.
I made it back. Thank you.
I didn't know if I feel
That's
like
good. Yes, just keep talking.
Wait because it's still live, so I didn't know.
Yeah. No, that's fine. All
right, cool.
All right, cool. You know what? Let's move on to the next segment. All right. So, we've been at this for a little while. Unfortunately, some of us screwed up by this madness. But please, Dwayne, let everybody know where they can find you and your work.
You can find us at all of our names is all the same: Animation Comics ENT at Facebook, Instagram. Our Twitter is Anycom. That's ANICOMENTLLC. You can also go to our website, animationcomicsent.com. There you can see all of our comics that we have available, including all of our merchandise, which is t-shirts and hats, masks, and so much more. And you can also see some of our future projects that we have available. We're going to be putting out 2 more before the year is out to show you even more stuff that we're working on. We're actually looking to actually sign more people to the company as well. So look out for that too. It went out again.
I know. I'm here.
Oh,
I'm here.
yeah, so. There you go. All right. So, I think you got it. I don't know. I mean, it was still going live, so I think they heard me. Always reiterate if they need to. Funny thing is, I actually think we backed his Kickstarter. His Kickstarter, I mean, his characters look familiar to me. Oh, two of them.
Okay.
And now this one.
All right. So let's see if we can, because I like to ask a bunch of goofy questions. I want to get to these damn questions.
Right, yeah. Well,
so
what I was saying was, before you go into your questions, I think I remember your Kickstarter in our old account. I think we had backed your account too. I think I might have saw you at a convention too.
You may have, if you've
Yeah,
been to,
have you ever been to CradleCon?
CradleCon
Or Big Apple Con?
I've been to Big Apple. CradleCon, which one? Yes, no. CradleCon, where was that? No, I was at the other one. It was like EternalCon.
Oh, that's actually the one that we're going to this next month, on the 7th.
Okay, that's good. I'll see you there.
Yeah, all right. So we'll see each other. Okay.
Yeah. We're in the meat space. Nice.
Yeah.
All right, look. Let's see if we can get in some of these goofy ass questions before my internet dies on me. All right. So, if you had the opportunity to get any artist to draw a cover for you, living or dead, who would you get?
Oh man, so many new ones. I guess the one that my brother would say would be Todd McFarlane for sure. He's a huge fan of Todd McFarlane, so I would probably say him.
All right, now, if you were given the keys to the big houses and they said, Dwayne, pick anything from any of these companies, Marvel, DC, it doesn't matter. What's the book or the characters you'd want to work on?
Oh man, that's a hard one. I'm trying to say something fast. See, I wouldn't say Nightwing because I always felt Nightwing was an interesting character, but they're doing something with him now, so that's hard. Oh man, that's hard. Spider-Man, kind of. I don't know. That's a hard one. I don't know. I would. It's hard. It's hard because all of the ones that I would say, they're kind of doing stuff with them now. You know what I mean? So it's really hard.
Okay, cool. Now I'm gonna do some comparatives. We're gonna. He froze. Okay, no. All right, we're gonna do some comparatives. We'll speed round it. We'll go fast.
All right.
So it's Captain America or Batman?
Captain America.
Okay, cool. I like that one. Marvel or DC?
DC.
Okay. Kirk or Picard?
Picard.
All right. Doctor Strange or John Constantine?
John Constantine. Even though he's messed up in the head, but I still love his character.
Yeah. Although I think in a fight, I think Doctor Strange will whip his ass. But
in a fight? Yeah, we're talking fights. Doctor Strange can murder him. But
yeah. Godzilla or Gamera?
Oh, Godzilla. I grew up on Godzilla.
Okay, cool. Akira or Nausicaa?
What was it? The last one?
Nausicaa.
I don't know that one.
It's a Miyazaki film. Hayao Miyazaki?
Yeah, I know it, but I'm not too familiar with that one.
Oh wow. Okay. Do you have HBO Plus?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, so we had this whole thing on there. Yeah, I was looking at it.
Go watch Nausicaa. You will be pleasantly surprised.
Okay, all right.
You will be pleasantly surprised. I
was watching the anime on there that reminded me of his work. I can't remember what it was called now. I think it's like In Your Eternity. Oh, man, it's something like that. It's very like the art style and the writing. Everything just seems like it's something that he created. But you can go to the next one.
All right, cool. Werewolf or vampire?
Oh, come on now.
That's kind of a
werewolf. It's on my arm. Stories. But yeah.
All right.
I'm still here.
Well, we're almost there.
I'm still here.
All right, I'm still here too. All right, good. All right, Luke Skywalker or Batman?
I'll go with Batman for that one. I'm a Luke guy, but I'll go with Batman.
Okay. Lord of the Rings or Star Wars?
If we take out the last three, I would say Star Wars, but I'm gonna go with Lord of the Rings though.
All right. Secret Wars or Crisis on Infinite Earths?
Crisis of Infinite Earths. Hands down.
Cool. Rock or Stone Cold?
That's hard too. I'll go Stone Cold. He had more memorable matches. Although The Rock, his personality just killed it.
Yep. Walking Dead or Dawn of the Dead?
Walking Dead.
Oh, my internet. Did you get that one?
Yeah, Walking Dead.
Walking Dead. Okay, cool. Hellboy or Spawn?
Spawn, yeah.
All right, cool. We'll do a couple more of these. We'll wrap it up. Let's see. Terminator or RoboCop?
Terminator.
Okay.
Yeah.
Neil Gaiman or Grant Morrison?
Grant Morrison.
Just as we're closing it out. Here we go.
Grant Morrison. Although Neil is the man, though, his talent is far to comics, but I like Grant though. I could hear you, but I don't think you hear me.
All right. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
So it's Grant Morrison or Neil Gaiman? You say Grant Morrison?
Yeah. I was saying that I love Neil because his work, overseas comics. He's just a great writer as a whole. But I like Grant though. I feel like he doesn't get his just due.
I'm gonna eat my computer.
Didn't hear me. Might cut off before you could even say anything. But yeah, like I said, back our Kickstarter and get both comics for $10, along with character cards and the posters that you've seen. But if you are willing to spend a little bit more money, you can actually have the choice between being drawn with Team Michael or being drawn with Team Lucius. Lucius Vash is the villain with his team, which is Dakin, the mystery magician or sorcerer. And then you have his adopted son, Lucian, who will be talked about more and revealed exactly who his character is in issue 3. Also look forward to our Salvation Kickstarter that's coming up. Hey, it is again.
What the hell?
Can you hear me?
Okay. Dwayne, sorry about it. I owe you another interview. I gotta get this damn thing fixed. This is annoying. All right. Anyway, so do me a favor. Let's wrap it up, and we'll set up another one in a week. How much more time you have in your campaign?
I believe it's ends on the 2nd
of August.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. All right. So we got a little bit of time. I don't even know what year I'm in. All right. We can set up. Maybe I'll bring you in on my one of my Sunday shows. We'll do that. All right. So Dwayne, thank you. Sorry for the kerfuffles with the Wi-Fi. Technical, exactly, man. Woof, you. Oh, crazy. Okay, I just thought it was just gonna be the chipmunk thing. Now, now I'm all over the place.
Right, he was off to a rocky start.
Seriously. All right. Well, no, it's cool, man. But listen, man, thank you for coming on. I mean, it was awesome talking to you. We'll do it again. Please let everybody know where they can find you and your work.
You can find us all at Facebook, Instagram at Animation Comics ENT. You can also find us on our website, animationcomicsent.com, to see all of our future projects and all of our merchandise as well.
All right, cool. All right, man. Dwayne, like I said, thank you so much.
Sorry.
That's all right. Go check out his campaign. It looks awesome. And I mean, like I said, we'll do this one more time before the campaign ends. When I get a new router. All right. All right, man. Have a good night. Take care.
You too, man. Take it easy. Stay safe.
Thank you. You too, man. Take care. Bye.